crushing my brain with the candlelight. Losing my breath, losing myself, dreams are out of sight. Stop struggling against my demons. Stop taking life as fiction. Burn, burn, burn. Burn the pain, burn the lies, burn the fear inside myself, and burn it all again. It's the right time to escape this cage I've been locked in for so long. It's not where I belong. Let it burn, burn, burn into the ground.
Well, hello again, everyone. We are the highest pod of your weekly unfiltered wrestling and entertainment. Welcome to the World Elite Podcast. We are free and available wherever you get your podcasts, and we are on YouTube as well. Of course, I am Marcus. I'm Marcus337 on Twitter, and my co-host, a man who, after the last couple of days, he would rather sweat like a whore in church than be as cold as a well digger's ass. It's Dylan. What's going on?
Not too much, man. Just finally getting back to normal weather over here. We experienced something like no other these last couple of days, and man, it was crazy. You know, we experienced stuff like this before, like, you know, a little bit of snow on the ground, you know, a little bit to just enough to ball up a snowball, you know, kind of make a little snowman, you know, a little tiny snowman, but nothing like we got this past week. This was fucking crazy.
I never saw this in our state. I've saw this in New Mexico, but I've never saw this in our state. My town had the record breaking. We'll get to in a bit. Now, our other co-host, well, if he had his own theme song for the week, it would be Darby Allin's theme because he fell. That's why he's not here today.
Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah, the ice got the better end of him, unfortunately. But he'll be back next week. He's getting himself better, taking some medicine, putting biofreeze and all that on. So he'll be good for next week. But yeah, he will be taking this week off.
Yeah, I don't know how many inches you guys had. I know my town in the area had the record 14 inches. Damn near a foot and a half.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say about 7, 8-ish. It could be 9, but I mean, when we were walking outside, I mean, like I said, we've gotten this before, but I mean, it was like
not
up
like
to
this.
our shin. Like this was nuts. I mean, we were buried in this shit. I mean, it was crazy.
Oh, I loved every second of it. I felt like I was in a movie, like one of them, like Snow Day, one of my favorite snow movies as a kid. Like I pulled something old school. What's up? Shout out to the Universal Wrestling Podcast. Shout out to Nick and all them. What's going on? I did what you would do in any snow movie. I literally walked across town to see the scene and everything. I was snowed in for 2 days. This was my first day back at work, and but I've enjoyed seeing everything else. Now, I said I had a couple pictures I was going to share, but the hometown, my hometown, which is right off, it's named after a lake. It's right off a big lake, and someone we know that's a loco. He always likes to play with his drone and just make cool videos for like TikTok or whatever. Now that welcome back TikTok. It's been roughly 12 hours without you during that weekend. It was, he always would do it for Mardi Gras or like 4th of July or whatever, but he did it during this Winter Wonderland time. And let me tell you, this was a unique shot of my hometown with the drone.
Wow. That's really cool.
Looking like a Winter Wonderland right there. And
that's crazy.
A couple other towns or whatnot did the same. And let me tell you, I never seen New Orleans. Look at New Orleans. Well, you can't even see you, but
yeah. I saw that picture. I forgot who shared it, but I saw it, and that's crazy.
And then a couple colleges, especially a lot in our state, took pictures of their football fields under the snow. McNeese carried. LSU did it first. McNeese carried on. UL, Tulane, or a couple of Houston Dynamo did it. The Astros did it. The Saints at first, they didn't want to get a picture of the dome, but when they did, you really couldn't see it. It was foggy. I don't have no shots of it, but man, can you imagine a fucking football game in Death Valley, in a snowy Death Valley.
Man, just the look of it is so cool, man. That's crazy.
Imagine if this would have been the playoffs around that time.
Yeah. I know, man. That would be so crazy.
Now, they did do a helmet shot on the field with both the gold, but I thought it just blended with the white.
It does. You know, if they're gonna use a helmet for it, I'm glad they did the white one.
Well, they did use the traditional helmet, but I thought it looked cool with the white. And for once, I did not see no one bitch about seeing the white helmet because, you know, they bitched all season that they wore this helmet more than traditional.
Who gives a fuck?
I know.
So, but yeah, I'm not Cody Rhodes, but I know what we want to talk about. I think we should start off with this past weekend. We had a pay-per-view that just broke records. It was their hottest show at the beginning of the year, and Lord knows where they're going to go in the near future because they're on the high road in a good way. TNA just did Genesis this past Sunday, and even you checked it out. Like, I was going to offer you my Triller account, but you watched it through your Fire Stick. I don't know how, but you said about an app you found out you jailbroke, or that was already jailbroken.
Yeah, every time I get a Fire Stick, I'm on like my third Fire Stick because I don't know if the life on them are that good, but I downloaded an app. Forgot what the name is, to be honest, but it's kind of hit or miss. There was a few spots in the show where it kind of messed up on me, but I was able to watch the whole show and didn't pay a penny for it. And
well, with how the outcome
nice
came, that was worth the $40 for me. But
it was nice. Yeah.
If you didn't see the card, I know on the pre-show, Jake Sutton beat Ashanti Adonis. Frankie Kazarian beat Leon Slater. Main card, Moose beat Ace Austin to retain the X Division title. Eric Young and Steve Macklin beat the System. Spitfire defeated Ash and Heather by Elegance to retain the Knockouts tag team titles. Tessa Blanchard beat Jordan Grace. Mike Santana beat Josh Alexander in an I Quit match. The Hardys beat the Rascals to retain the TNA World Tag Team Championships. Masha Slamovich defeated Rosemary in a Clockwork Orange House of Fun match to retain the Knockouts Championship. And in the main event, Joe Hendry defeated Nick Nemeth to become the new TNA World Heavyweight Champion. But we got its own topics you can see, but just outside of those two matches, tell me about the show alone. What did you think? What you like about it? What you didn't like about it?
So for someone who's not a casual viewer of TNA like myself, I thought it was a fantastic show. And, it makes me want to keep watching TNA. I know TNA is airing as we speak, and cool thing they're doing tonight is Hendry and Cardona for the TNA World Champion. I definitely check the replay out for sure. But yeah, the show itself was amazing. I mean, like I said, it makes me want to tune in as an actual viewer every single week. I know we go live every Thursday, but I would have to start DVRing it or something to where I can go back and watch the replays of it if I don't catch it on social media. But yeah, I mean, one match that really, really stuck out for me was Santana and
Josh.
Who was it? Yeah. That was such a good match. It was really good. The I Quit match. Did not think he would even come close to making him say I quit. And yeah, I mean, he went ahead and did it, a really cool way to do it as well, and I thought it was a fantastic show. Masha Slamovich defeating Rosemary and that type of match was so cool. I mean, I didn't expect Masha to drop the title by any means. So props to her for keeping it going. And, I know we're going to talk about it in a little bit, but it was nice to see Jordan Grace one more time in TNA. I obviously know where she's heading with this one to WWE. They even gave her final send-off and whatnot, which is why I'm talking more Jordan Grace than I am the other person that we'll be speaking about in a little bit. But yeah, really happy that she was able to get her send-off. And obviously it wasn't the way that she would hope to get it by losing to Tessa Blanchard. But all in all, it was a really good show, and this is the reason why people need to take TNA seriously, in my opinion. because I mean, even they even had a sold out crowd. It looked like over there. I mean, I know
Oh
one
yeah.
particular company can't say the same thing of selling a crowd out, but that's a whole nother story for a whole nother day. But yeah, and it was also nice to see a couple of NXT names crossing over to TNA. You mentioned Ashanti the Adonis. We also saw Cora Jade after Masha won. So I'm expecting to see more of that. And I really
And we
thought on Raw, like, and like I said, I also know that we're gonna talk about Raw in a little bit as well, also. But I thought if we were gonna see JBL in that main event, that maybe if we saw him on Raw, which we did, then we would get something maybe continuing with that gimmick. He went straight back to the JBL gimmick, and I thought he was gonna go back to what he was, invading shows and all that, the big trench coat and all that. But he went back to his normal self, and that was kind of disappointing.
yeah. Also, remember Fraxium showed up too. And what's up, Jordan Taylor? Shout out to UTL. Fraxium and the Rascals are fighting tonight for the NXT Tag Titles and Impact. What's going on, Charlie? We miss you. Hope you're doing well. So, yeah, remember, so that match is happening tonight also. We got Fraxium taking on the Rascals, but then they also announced we're getting Joe Hendry and Matt Cardona in the main event later on. But this is a fantastic show. They did sell that arena out. Their capacity is like 4,000 or 5,000. That's where they had Supercard when I went for WrestleMania weekend. So I've been in that arena once. It's a nice arena. Perfect size for TNA. I mean, AEW was using that arena too, but now they're trying to go big. I'll talk more about them later. But TNA is going on like a good route because, I mean, they've already announced their pay-per-view schedule halfway of the year. I know they got Rebellion coming up. That'll be their next pay-per-view sometime in April, I think. Oh no, it's also in Ellis. So yeah, so they're not going to be far after AEW. So, they're doing Rebellion in LA, but they're going to USC. They're going to their basketball arena. But when you talk about big, when we get to the summertime Slammiversary, they're going to have it at the UBS Arena in Long Island where the Islanders play, the same arena AEW couldn't sell out. Can you imagine 20,000 people for a TNA pay-per-view? That would be record-breaking for them. I think they can do it.
Oh, yeah.
Especially with this partnership with WWE.
Exactly, and that's what's going to help them out. That partnership with WWE is going to send it through the roof, I think. Honestly, I think they could do it by themselves, but that partnership is adding a little more flair to it and just bringing over people. I know that the hot topic right now of WWE and TNA is that Joe Hendry called out John Cena on Busted Open with Bully Ray and Mark Henry. So something to look after right now. If we can maybe see John Cena of all people crossing that line to TNA and have some work done with Joe Hendry, that would be cool in my opinion.
I mean, that it would take a lot for Cena to go cross that line, but God, just imagine the ratings for TNA if Cena showed up.
If he's on a retirement tour, though, you would think he would want to, get it all out, go places he hasn't been before, to go work with people he hasn't worked with before. And I think Joe Hendry should be on the top of that list of guys to go work with. So I would love if John Cena crossed that line to go to Impact at least one time to go work with Joe Hendry.
Well, WWE must be going back to Dallas later this year because Cena didn't even show up on Raw Monday night. You think, is this his last time in Dallas, Texas? Nah, but they're going to obviously come back later in the year and so forth. But my match of the night was definitely Mike Santana and Josh Alexander. I Quit match. They fought. It was brutal. And he called him he shook his hand. He vowed he shook his hand and he called him he was the standard of TNA and he was going to quit TNA. So, but after what we saw, he got ambushed. So he might stick around.
Yeah.
And he just got ambushed just now, like before the commercial break.
Yeah.
So we might see him get involved. Well, worst match of the night goes to our next topic. We're going to talk about, real quick, Tessa Blanchard.
Exactly. No pop.
Tessa was getting some shit. We know why she's getting shit. She's on that Hogan train because about 5 years ago, she got into some shit with a wrestler, said some racial slurs about her, and was bullying other wrestlers in the back. So she's on the racist train with Hogan. She's getting more heat for that than being a bully. And just ask the crowd in Dallas. I mean, they were chanting, they were calling her a racist in the crowd. And shout out to old Rick Arkberger. I ain't seen the WWE sign guy in forever, and he was at TNA the other night, killing it with his signs. And he made a sign for Tessa that had her fucking dad, Tolly Blanchard, on it, with the little talk bubble that says "I hate Tessa," with a picture of Tessa, and it got a lot of heat online. But you know, he's looking at that like,
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Let me tell you.
that's just basically WWE the same way. Matter of fact, Tessa Blanchard's probably talking shit, and Rick Arkberger act like,
Suck my fucking dick!
and it was. I had a feeling it was coming. She was going to beat Jordynne Grace because we know Jordynne Grace is going to be in the Royal Rumble. And this was to kind of put her over. But I know a lot of people were not happy with that result. But I got to get your take with this Tessa Blanchard shit.
So for me, it's not only the fans that are not huge on Tessa Blanchard. I believe a lot of people backstage are not big on Tessa Blanchard as well. And the reason why I say that is because there's a video going around of some people from the TNA roster and even the people from Busted Open that were there for Genesis, and they're all, you know, clapping for Jordynne Grace. They're all hugging her, and it was so funny is that Jordynne Grace, she was standing right by Tessa Blanchard, and she opened her arms to go hug, and it looked like she was going straight for Tessa. She walked right past her and hugged somebody else. I'm like, damn, like even she doesn't want to work with Tessa Blanchard. And I mean, it's a pretty bold move to bring back Tessa Blanchard in TNA. You know, whenever she was gone from there, whenever all those accusations had came out about her, she was working like fucking high school gyms with like 100 people in there. Like she couldn't get booked anywhere, and it was bad. I mean, it was a really bad look for her. And to bring her back, yeah, exactly, and to bring her back like that, huge bold move for TNA to do that. Now with the crossover with WWE, no. Do not do it. Do not bring her over. Don't let her appear in the Rumble. Don't let her work with anybody over there in WWE. Keep her over there exclusively in TNA, because I don't think she's done enough to earn anyone's trust to come back and to work with those big names. And it really gets to me that she was the one to send Jordynne Grace out of TNA. That's one thing that gets me. If it was somebody else, fine. I would like even to see Masha Slamovich be the one to send Jordynne Grace out of TNA, being that they were such good friends in real life and on the show as well. So I didn't like that they let Tessa be the one to do it. I understand why they did it. You know, she's coming back as a big heel, and you know, maybe she did make up with some people backstage. You know, I don't know, but I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all, you know, and I think she has a lot to prove to a lot of people, not just in the ring itself. She's proven that she's good in the ring. She's really good in the ring, don't get me wrong. But personally, she's got a lot to make up for. And honestly, I hope that one day people forgive her. I think a lot of people deserve second chances at what they do. But I don't know. It's something that I'm not a big fan of, and hopefully one day she moves past it, because like I said, she's a great wrestler, and maybe one day she can show she's actually a good person, but that's going to take a lot.
She's not shown it because she had the opportunity to go online and apologize. She refuses to. And she don't give a fuck that people are giving her shit, because that's just how she is. And I got nothing against intergender matches, but I don't like how they pushed her to like win a men's world championship. She did something we thought China was going to be the first to do when she was battling like for the WWE title and shit. No, they made her the first woman to do that. And then that was kind of a spit in the face of society to have Tessa be the first woman to win a male world championship like that, when a long time ago it could have been China. Yeah, China won the Intercontinental title. Yeah, that was historic and everything, but I mean, and the comparisons and whatnot. But I mean, I was never big on her being the TNA World Champion 5 years ago. She beat Sammy. I felt bad for Sammy Callahan after that. After that pay-per-view. He probably thinking back like, what the fuck was I thinking, agreeing to this? But I think that was Scott D'Amore's fucking decision and whatnot when he was still running. It wasn't a Dixie Carter thing. That was a fucking Scott D'Amore thing 5 years ago.
Yeah.
But the fact that you walk past her to hug her, I know
Yeah,
what
that was
that's
fun.
like. How many people you've known, you really liked or loved so much, they have their arms out thinking they're hugging you and they bypass you and hug somebody else. I've had that happen quite often.
Ouch. That's
But
rough.
anybody else too, if that ever have happened in your life, if there's someone, it could be a someone you have a crush on, it could be a close friend, a family member, a cousin, a relative, it could be your dog. If the dog want to hug your dog and the dog runs away and runs to the other person. If you've ever been in a situation like me or unfortunately Tessa Blanchard and got outsmarted, think you were getting hugged by someone you wanted to hug, there is one solution to that. That's our boy. Your wrestling attorney at law, Pepsi Phil Hathaway Esquire at 1-900 Mussolini. $3.99 consultation fee, and you'll even receive a free can of Pepsi. Pepsi Phil and Pepsi not responsible if you receive the wrong can of Pepsi. Double Wrestling Talk Circle Debate and the Worldly Podcast are responsible for this ad. Call today. Money's on the way. Call Pepsi Phil today. Right now. Indubitably, he will fight for you. Shout out to Circle of Debate. That's the first time we got it indubitably on here. But I'm going to have to let him know. He might have to do his little Taco Bell Undertaker gong.
I just knew where you were going with this. The moment you were leading up to it, I just knew
It's
that it was
fucking
coming.
funny, though. Shout out to
I
Pepsi
know.
Phil. Like, we need to get him on the show.
I know.
I'm going to let you play this one. What's up, Nessa? Shout out to the Humble Roses podcast. Great show last night with them three. You might see all three of them on this show soon.
Yeah.
It's coming. But I'll tell you what else is coming. We all believe because we got a brand new TNA World Heavyweight Champion.
Wave your hands from side to side and say,
Oh, you're not doing it? Are you not?
I never knew you were doing that. I never looked at you at the bottom of the screen to see if you were doing it.
Oh, I
If
do it
would've
every
saw it, I would
time.
have did it.
Oh, every
well,
time. I do it every
Oh
time.
shit. That's
all
on
right.
me.
No, you're good because I mean I know you believed. We have
Of
the
course.
evidence. We got the evidence. You picked Joe Hendry as well. I think everyone except Pepsi Phil picked Joe Hendry.
Well, I thought he picked him. I thought.
No, he picked Nick Nemeth.
You sure?
He's not a Joe Hendry fan.
Well, no, but I thought even though he talked on Joe Hendry pretty bad, I think at the end he still said that he was picking Joe Hendry. I'm about to go back and listen to it.
Well, I know me, you, Jordan, Ivan, and we all picked Joe Hendry to win. EVP and WP, Cena and Hendry. That would be fucking legit. Like
I would love for that to happen. That would be really good stuff. I already said it. I would love for Cena to do something one more time before he retires and go into TNA and work with Hendry. I would love it.
That could count as his 17th world championship too.
That would be crazy if the 17th would be the TNA title. Wow.
But let it happen later. Let Joe Hendry at least have this till Slam. I want him to go into Slammiversary with it. Like, I want him to be in front of 20,000 people singing a song and waving with it. But yeah, I mean, it was coming. You saw the reaction video from Circle of Debate. They posted our face when we did the watch along. Even shout out to Ivan. Ivan was crying. He cried like I did when Kofi Mania happened, or when this person won the title. When I didn't cry when Eddie won the title. I knew that was coming, but it was like Kofi Mania. I did. I'll admit that. But what a match! That was actually a good match, and we kind of got swerved. JBL helped Joe Hendry win. He even made sure Kazarian did not call his shot and make it a triple threat. And I laughed the hardest when he took out Ryan Nemeth. The way he responded to that clothesline.
Yeah, that was so good. It was so cool how everything happened because they kicked Ryan Nemeth out and he showed up like 5 minutes later with a ticket in his hand.
The biggest ticket I ever saw. It looked like a brochure.
That's a big fucking ticket. I'm like, damn, like he don't even have the Ticketmaster one. He has like a big old,
Look like a VIP ticket or something.
big ticket. And then he laid him out good, man. That was a good punch.
Yeah, he go from the last outlaw to the wrestling god back on Raw. Like,
I didn't like that.
What's up, streets? Be sure to
I
check
didn't like
us
that
out.
he kept it.
Be sure to check us out tomorrow night. Another 4-hour show coming your way. The Game Breaker Sports Podcast. It's gonna be a rough night for me. I got a feeling it's gonna be rough when we bring up the national championship. I got a feel that swear jar. It will be. I'm gonna give about 80 fucks for Kim King.
That shit's gonna be filled up within the first 2 minutes of the show, probably. So get it ready. It's gonna be nuts.
Are we doing pennies? Like, I'll throw a penny in the fucking swear jar. Not no dollar. But yeah, we called it. We loved it. I'm just glad he didn't get fucked at the end with Kazarian. Trying kind of like what happened with Josh Alexander years ago when he won his title from Christian and Moose called his shot. No, we didn't get that. Thank you, Lord.
Yeah, that's one thing I was worried about. Was whenever I saw Frank Kazarian, I for one totally forgot about the call your shot. I totally forgot about it, and then I saw him come out with. I'm like, no. I said, if you're gonna ruin a moment anyway, this is not the chance to do it right now. Don't do it. And I heard the crowd was losing their mind. I'm like, okay, I said it's gotta be JBL, and it was. He clotheslined the fuck out of him, which I loved, and then he knocked Ryan Nemeth out. I said, this is the moment. I said, this is the moment. Joe's gonna do it, and oh man. I loved it. So good. So good.
But overall, the show was fantastic. Triple H loves trilogies. Don't forget that. Oh, yeah. But I wish I was listening to Sammy Callahan's cutting a promo right now. So, like, I don't know what he's saying, but eventually I'm going to rewind and check it out. But overall, I thought the show, out of 5 stars, I said 4.5. Out of 10, I said 9.5, and I own that the other half is because of Tessa Blanchard. I
was going to say 5 if it wasn't for Tessa. If Jordan Grace would have beat Tessa, it's a 5.
I'd have gave it. It'd have been a perfect show.
Correct. Yep. You're right about that.
Yeah, but overall, great show. Now
it was.
We don't have much on Raw, but I do have like a couple of things. First off, we had a couple of surprise appearances. Yeah, Kevin Owens showed up. Bailey's now on Raw. Penta had another gas match. He wrestled Pete Dunne. That was a hell of a match. CM Punk. Oh shit. Yeah, I loved how they had to do it on the hard cam side just to piss off the AEW marks that they actually sold this fucking place out. There was no empty seats when Punk went talk to Kathy Kelly. Talk about his entry in the Royal Rumble, and accordingly that was not script what he said, if you know what I mean. But he talked about how he's got to go through guys like John Cena, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre. Turns out, oh wait, who the fuck is that? I'm gonna have to look on Twitter. I don't know who the fuck that is. I don't know if you've been seeing advertisements about the number 23 in TNA.
Oh yeah.
Well, the guy made his debut. I don't know who the fuck this guy is. He don't look. We all thought it was going to be fucking. We all thought it was going to be Baron Corbin, but it wasn't. Whoever this guy is, he's got the Digital Media Championship that PCO lost. So it must have been somebody from GCW.
We want to check it out.
Oh, and he's making out with. He's making out with PCO's lover.
Oh shit.
Steph Delander.
Oh yeah. Well,
who the fuck?
Oh, it's that Mance Warner, and he's.
I don't know who he is.
Is that the one that's with Steph Lander? Isn't she dating him? Yeah, it's Mance Warner. Yeah.
You have to ask Kayla that. You have to ask Kayla that. I don't know. I thought it was going to be fucking Baron Corbin. Instead of talking about Baron Corbin was coming.
Mance Warner. I think Mance Warner is dating Steph Delander.
Oh, okay. I thought you said Chris Statlander. That's why I said ask Kayla.
No.
Oh, okay. Well, he's in TNA now, and he's got the Digital Media Championship that PCO had. But
I mean, people like it. I mean, people like that he's there. I mean, there's no negative reactions yet. So I mean, Cool.
Well,
I mean, yeah.
anyhow, Punk is interviewed by Kathy Kelly talking about how he's got to go through like John Cena, CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, Seth Rollins, to name a few, to throw him over the top rope and win. He said, if I will go through anybody to throw them over the top rope, hell, I'll even throw Hulk Hogan's old dusty ass over the top rope and kill Hulkamania once and for all. They went ape shit when he said that. Like, they loved it. And it was
That was
off
good.
script. Santino Morella's daughter is on commentary, Ariana Grace, and she's representing NXT tonight.
Wow.
Miss NXT Universe. Yeah, she had
Nice.
this company, son. Yeah, she's so beautiful. Damn, Santino can make cute kids. What you got that you want to recap from Monday Night Raw?
Isn't it a weird coincidence that Penta has a lot more pyro this week, and now Netflix prices are going up?
Hey, I love it. I love the pyro. I even
So did I.
screenshotted that blimp shot of him. Like, I wish I'd have posted it on here and shared it, but that might be my new Twitter header if I decide to get rid of the beer.
Yeah, it was a really cool thing. But him and Pete Dunne working together was so good. I'm so happy they put them two together. And it just makes me laugh so hard at every time Penta wrestles. You see the AEW diehards just losing their minds, like, AEW need him anyway. We didn't want him Fuck that. Yeah, you did.
Well,
Stop
I'm gonna save that at the end. I got something that involves Penta, but it's not nothing bad about him. It's something else.
Yeah, I mean the whole show though. I mean they've been doing good stuff on Netflix, and even going against the national championship. Let me say one of the least talked about national championships. I didn't think there was a ton of hype to it, to be honest.
Oh no, their numbers were low. Their numbers dropped 12%.
And even going against Monday Night Raw, I thought Raw did really good, even going against the national championship. I watched all of Raw, but I also watched the national championship as well. But they did good. I mean, like you mentioned, Bailey's on Raw now, which, I mean, she's appearing everywhere. She ain't just on Raw. She's working with NXT. I know she's starting this big old thing with Roxanne. I would like to see Roxanne soon enough come fully to the main roster. I would think that she's main roster bound at some point, if she's not already. So I would like to see what they do with them too. Like we mentioned, Penta, and the promo from CM Punk, gave me vibes of the old school CM Punk, pipe bomb CM Punk, going off script and doing this thing. But yeah, I thought it was a really good show. And yeah, they did it once again, cut it by 30 minutes or so. And I was very surprised by that. But it looks like they're going to keep going with that angle now, going the whole 30-minute route, cutting it short. And I'm perfectly fine with that if they keep doing that. That is not a problem if they keep it going, cutting it 30 minutes and whatnot. So, I mean, I feel like if they fit everything they need to in, then why keep it going and fit the necessary stuff in there? Because I thought on Monday they fit everything they needed to.
I'm changing the subject real quick. Speaking of Ohio State, you talk about somebody who did not beat their rival, did not win their conference championship, beat a team in the national title that did not win their conference championship either. It was the most diabolical playoff scenario we saw. Here's two things I thought was stupid and funny as hell. Number one, Ryan Day said in a press conference, if we'd have played the national champions from last year, I know we'd have beat them. You did play them at the end of the regular season, and they whipped y'all's ass.
Shut up!
And two, the Ohio State, their fans are the worst. And I'm going to say a lot more about it tomorrow on Game Breaker Sports. But they release they do this every fucking year. Every time there's a national champion crown, they always got to reveal the top 10 greatest national championship teams of all time. They put them at number 7. And they got pissed over two reasons, because they had the 2023 Michigan team over them, and still at number 1, the greatest national championship team of all time. Do I have to say more? And they got pissed off at that, and they said, our 2-loss team would have took down the 2019 LSU Tiger team in no time.
Now, isn't that a load of horse shit?
I said what I had to say.
Yeah, just a side note. That's a funny fucking movie. I love
I
Accepted.
fucking love Accepted. I love Lewis Black. Shout out to. Oh my
Yeah.
god, I'm gonna say more about this shit tomorrow because, I'm not gonna spoil it. I have something new about Ohio State. I'm gonna mention tomorrow. Tune in. If you can last the 3 to 4 hours, I salute you. With how long this is gonna go. I need a clicker to see how many F-bombs get dropped tomorrow night.
Oh
when we
no, we
do
need some
this
sort of like
episode.
sound clip or something. God, my mouse is gonna break if I keep hitting the button too many times.
I got a clicker I'm gonna click, and then at the end, I'm either gonna announce it at the end of the show, or I'm gonna announce it when we get off the air. I'm gonna say how many times fuck was said just by him alone and all together from everybody in the show. So,
Oh yeah.
well, speaking of exciting shows, once again, it's back on NBC. We got the return of Saturday night's main event on NBC. This time, phone's ringing. This time it's in San Antonio, Texas. And after this one, it's going to be like 4 months before the next one because the next one is scheduled for May. So I'm going to assume it's Memorial Day weekend. They didn't announce a date yet. And after that, we do know that there will be another one in July. They're going to have one the same night as All In. They haven't announced where. They just announced the date, July 12th, the same night as All In when they go to Dallas at Globe Life. So that's kind of making me not want to go to All In now.
And the crazy part is that they're going to do better than All In because AEW is completely dead for me. And they have talent there, don't get me wrong. But goddamn, dude, this is rough. This is rough to watch. And then their downfall has been going on for a while now. It's just their fans refuse to believe it.
I'm not going to say too much of a downfall yet. I will say last night they actually did something they should have did long ago. They went to an amphitheater last night and they sold it out. They went to
But that's the crazy part. They have to go to small places. Whenever they had Punk there, whenever things were good over there before the fight started breaking out and the stuff at All Out that happened and All In and fight here and there, they were actually doing well in big arenas. It's just now they can barely sell out an amphitheater, which is nuts. This is crazy that you see a company like that and they're falling apart the way they're falling apart to where they have to sell out these small arenas. And that's the reason why, just to look good. Like, what is that? I mean, they were not doing that when they first got started, or even when they brought Punk there, or when they started signing these big names, and when they did All Out, when they debuted Adam Cole and Danielson the same night, it was in big arenas. And now they can barely sell out these small arenas. So, I mean, I look at it as a downfall, and it's sad because the talent they have there, the talent don't deserve that. You got guys like Ospreay, you got Okada, Jay White,
Kenny Omega,
Swerve Strickland, and just bringing in Bobby Lashley. Him, Shelton Benjamin became the tag champs last night. It's cool.
I watched it last night.
That's what they do every single time they bring in an ex-WWE guy or a woman. They always put a title on them. They always do it.
Well, hear me out. The only way I will go to All In is if one of them two names you said, if Will Ospreay or Kenny Omega is fighting for the world championship. If one of them fights Mox or whoever's the world champion by the time we get to July, that's the only reason I'll go to that show. But if it's somebody else, if it's a fucking AR Fox versus John Moxley or something, I'm not going. If it's like freaking Jericho versus Moxley, I'm not going. If it's Swerve, I'll go too. If it's Swerve, I'll go. I fucking love Swerve. I love this character. I wish he'd bring this to fucking WWE. Can you imagine this gimmick of Swerve taking on like a Kevin Owens or a Drew McIntyre or Cody Rhodes or anybody like that? Like, holy shit. And you have to bring Pret Sonata too and that theme song.
Yeah, but I mean, Chris Jericho. I mean, did you see that clip? I think like
New York Minute. It's called the New York Minute. That's what they're calling it.
But it looks like it's slow motion. It looks like it's slow motion, and it's actually real life. I mean, Chris Jericho.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
In fact, he's got Mark Briscoe's custom Ring of Honor World Championship around his waist.
Yeah.
What? Good morning, Thumb. What's going on? Shout out to Broadcast and all our. Speaking of, I got nothing else. You talk about. You said AEW going into a downfall. How about this? So they got a show coming up in Australia. It's called Grand Slam.
Mhm.
Remember they wanted to do it in a stadium. They wanted to go to, I think it was either a soccer stadium or a cricket stadium, one or the other.
Mhm.
And due to low ticket sales, they had to move it to a smaller arena because they only sold 4,000 tickets in a 50,000 seated stadium.
Yeah.
The numbers were so bad that now it's no longer a pay-per-view. It's going to be a TNT special at fucking 5 a.m. in America.
Terrible, man.
Now they're trying their best. Now I'm calling them. I'm trademarking this. They're putting Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay as a tag team. I'm calling it the Omega Powers. They're taking on 2 members of the Callis family. I thought they were going to take on Lance Archer and Brian Cage. No, they're taking on Kyle Fletcher and Takesha. So and Kenny Omega's supposedly afraid of heights too, folks. If you saw that fucking promo when he climbed that scaffold and he did a moonsault, then they climbed back on it like they the fucking Avengers. Issued the tag match and he said, "Now play my music because I'm afraid of heights." And
it's cool they put him in a tag team, but I was expecting Kenny to go on his own when he came back. Not teaming up with Will Ospreay. These guys need to go on their own.
Yeah. Well, anyhow, so now their next pay-per-view is Revolution. They're trying to go to they're going to Crypto. They're not going to sell that out. But Dynasty, they're going to a smaller arena. They're going to Temple University where TNA would go. So you're going to try to go from the Lakers arena to Temple University's basketball arena. Then you want to go straight to a ballpark after that?
It makes me wonder if AEW has their own truck just for tarp, because they're going to need it for Crypto and for Globe Life. There's going to be more tarp than there are fans in that stadium.
Oh, and All In is the only pay-per-view this year for AEW that's on a Saturday night. All their other ones are on Sundays. So
Jesus.
I'm gonna assume they now have their own flagship pay-per-view. This I guess All In is now their WrestleMania or their Bound for Glory or Stand and Deliver or Supercard of Honor. Yeah. Because that's their only stadium pay-per-view this year outside of Wrestle Dynasty, which I don't even want to fucking talk about. A freaking empty ass Tokyo Dome. But
yeah,
we can talk Saturday night's main event this Saturday on NBC, San Antonio. There's only 4 matches on the card. They might add a 5th one on SmackDown. I don't know yet, but I do know we will get something from SmackDown. Shawn Michaels is going to make sure the contract gets signed for KO and Cody Rhodes' ladder match. They're going to hang both belts up in the Raptors, the Wing Eagle and the actual WWE title. So you got to grab both belts. How you think this contract sign? Oh, by the way, I wish I'd have had the picture. Did you see Kevin Owens' shirt? Making fun of Dusty one time. He had a plain gray shirt that said the son of a plumber from Texas. Something. He had something like son of a Canadian like technician or something.
I saw it. Yeah, it was funny.
I loved it. But how you think this contract signing is going to go? There's going to be insults. There's might be some punches, a crossroads, maybe a KO bomb or a Blue Thunder bomb. I think Sean, what you think you're going to see in this contract signing?
It's a contract signing. What happens at every contract signing? Fucking chaos. Exactly. It's going to be a bunch of shit. So it will get signed, but then there's going to be a brawl, and I'm looking forward to it.
Well, I'm looking forward to this card. I'm okay if this is just the card. We've seen Saturday night main events with 4 match cards for a 2-hour show. Hell, they did a Netflix 3-hour Raw with 4 matches. They could fill up 2 hours with 4 matches. So we got, I guess you could call this Raw versus SmackDown. We're getting Rhea Ripley versus Nia Jax for the Women's World Championship.
I'm going with Rhea Ripley.
Yeah,
Why
Rhea.
not? I mean, she just won it back. I mean, and Nia just lost the title to Tiffany Stratton. So I mean, I don't think Nia needs a title right now. And like I said, Rhea just won it back. So you got to give her some sort of lengthy reign with it. And I'm really not trying to see Nia with a championship right now. It belongs to Rhea Ripley. She always proved that she's on top. So you got to go and actually let her prove it. So Rhea Ripley.
Rhea Ripley retains. Nia, I think, will soon announce she'll probably enter the Royal Rumble. And I got a feeling we're going to get a feud with her and Becky and maybe Liv or maybe somebody else. I sense a triple threat coming with Rhea at WrestleMania. Whether Liv's in it or Becky's in it or somebody else is in it.
Please don't let Liv be in it, man. Like if I get one more Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan thing, I'm gonna lose my mind. I can't do it no more. And that's the same thing if I see Damian and Finn ever again. I can't. It's been drilled so much into my brain. I can't do it again.
Then we get, oh god, two behemoths right here. We get Braun Strowman versus Jacob Fatu.
I mean, you gotta go Jacob Fatu. If you're gonna build a star out of this dude, then what better way to take down a monster like Braun Strowman? I don't think Braun really gets anything from this, and I think this is for Jacob Fatu to just dominate this match. And the thing is, yes, it's gonna be two big dudes going at it, but I think this is for Jacob Fatu to dominate this match and show that he's one of the next big stars in WWE, if not already one of the biggest stars.
He is.
Already. He is. And I really think he's gonna have a great match with Braun. But I mean, this is for him to dominate this match. It should be one of those matches where Braun should just take the beating and show that Jacob Fatu is a star already.
So I'm gonna pick Jacob Fatu also. But why do I feel like this match can probably end in a no contest?
I wish they wouldn't go with that route. And I think I know how to go with two big dudes going at it. Like, I mean, obviously it won't happen because it's not the main event. But like you always see, like the ring breaking, the ref, flying out of the ring after that happens.
It better not happen. They better not do that shit.
Or breaking the announcer's table and they're both laying there for a 10 count or something like that. But I hope they don't go that route. Jacob Fatu needs to dominate this match and show that one day down the line, this year that he become world champion or something. He deserves to be world champion this year.
Then we got Braun Breaker versus Sheamus for the Intercontinental Championship.
See, this one I'm not sure because Sheamus needs one more to be a Grand Slam champion, but I also don't see Braun Breaker losing it. I think he should have a lengthy reign with it, even though I'm going to admit it's been a bad reign so far, and it's not his fault. It's booking's fault, and that's the same thing for Gunther. I forget sometimes that each of them are champion because the booking has not been good for either one of them. But honestly, if Sheamus was to win it, is the booking going to be any better? I think the Intercontinental title booking was so good when Gunther was champion that they don't know what to do now that he's not. So I'm going to go with Braun Breaker simply because I want him to have a longer reign with it, and I don't want him to drop it so soon like he did when he lost it to Jey Uso. I want him to have a lengthy reign with it. I don't know if he'll go the Gunther route with it and have it forever, but let him hold it for a little while and just fucking book him better. I mean, it's all I'm asking is book Braun Breaker a little bit better than what you're already doing.
Now, this one's kind of tricky because, San Antonio is a special place for Sheamus. That's where he won his first WWE championship. He had some great moments, hilarious moments. He goes all out every time he goes to San Antonio. Wouldn't be surprised if he becomes a Grand Slam in the city that made him his first world championship. But I feel like Braun is not as over as what he is now, and I feel like Sheamus is like a perfect candidate to put Braun over. But people say, oh, Sheamus will be Grand Slam champion, but they think it's going to happen at WrestleMania. They think they'll cross paths again, maybe at Mania, maybe a triple threat with someone else. But everyone's vowing Sheamus will be Grand Slam champion at WrestleMania.
I think he should. I think if he's going to get his Grand Slam moment, it should be at WrestleMania. And I can understand why they didn't do it at a past WrestleMania. He had that great match with Drew and Gunther. and Gunther came out ahead. But I think if you're gonna do it, let him do it at WrestleMania. Just let him get his moment there. If you're not gonna do it at a Saturday Night's Main Event, at least do it at Mania in front of a ton of people.
Yeah. So with that being said, I'm going with Braun Breaker to retain.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got our main event. We got for the World Heavyweight Championship, Gunther versus Jey Uso, even though Jey Uso did declare the Royal Rumble match, but he vows that if he wins, of course, he's going to drop out the Royal Rumble match. But what's your take? This is a lot right here.
This is more than the last match. I'm not one to contradict myself ever, and I have said the same thing on our show for months, that Gunther should have a Bruno Sammartino type run with the World Heavyweight Championship. Obviously, that's not going to happen because the internet is going to go in an outrage if he holds the title that long. And like I said, I never contradict myself ever, or I do sometimes maybe. But I don't know. Something about this match.
I'm yeeting all over myself in LA. Just don't yeet on me.
Something about me wants to go with Jey Uso. And the reason why is because this dude is over. So over. Honestly, he can go into an empty arena and still be hyped as ever. That's how much he's so over right now. And if you're going to be that over, that you should have a championship. And he's failed at this already. He's failed at being a world champion. But why not do it? Why not do it for him to be the world champion? So with that being said, I'm going with Gunther. I think Gunther's going to retain it. I had to kind of build it up here. I had to go with, but Gunther's going to win for sure.
Okay, so real talk here. And they call me I get called the Eat Man a lot because I can pull the Jews. I got the hair. I got the shades. I fucking say Yeet as much as I say my name. And he's very entertaining to watch. I give that. I believe one day he will be a world champion, but there's a saying on a go-home show, if you're in a world title match, you never want to put your hands on the belt before a big title match, and he did just that.
Yep.
When I saw that, I said, yep, he is losing Saturday, but I would rather him lose fair and square than him get screwed like Drew McIntyre, something costs him the title. I feel like the only way he would win is if he would win like by disqualification, which I don't see him winning by DQ. I think Gunther just wins straight up. I think we're going to have a shitload of near falls. Like he's going to hit a couple spears, a couple Uso splashes, and Gunther's going to kick out at 2 3/4. And we're going to be like at the edge of our seat, like, oh my God, I thought he won. But no, unfortunately. And I don't usually pick against Jey Uso, but Gunther is going to hold that title for a while.
He is.
I got Gunther retaining, and it's not a bad thing, but it's the honest truth. Now, if he didn't put his hand on that belt, maybe I would have went for him, even if I would have still lost. But now that he did that, yeah, he's losing.
I think so
that's
too.
That's the oldest trick in the book you never want to do.
Exactly. And like the same thing for the Money in the Bank. They always have the briefcase on the go home show, and the person that is holding it at the end of the show
never wins it. And he did that.
So yeah, he broke the rule. Yep.
Yeah. Don't mean I don't hate him. Oh my God, I would never hate main event Jey Uso.
Oh no, never.
His time will come. He's getting that. He's already getting that Jeff Hardy. Look at Santana. He's getting that Jeff Hardy treatment too. He's the over guy right now. And I believe Santana could be a future world champion too.
Oh, most definitely.
Sometimes I feel like that he might be the one to take it off of Joe Hendry. If it's not like a John Cena by a surprise. I'd like it to be Mike Santana, maybe like it's Slammiversary or something. But we're going to go ahead and wrap up with the most exciting segment of the show. It's another edition of Sounds Like Bullshit to Me.
Bullshit? A bullshit? A bullshit. A bullshit.
All right, so how many do you have? What do you got?
I have one, and it's one that pisses me off so bad. So bad.
I can't wait.
Ricky fucking Starks. He asked for his release from AEW, and Tony Khan has denied it. He has been doing that to so many people. He said he was never going to be like Vince, and he's turning into Vince. He's adding injury time to Ray Phoenix. He's denying releases here and there, and the most recent one is Ricky Starks. I think Ricky Starks can be a superstar in WWE, and they won't let him be a superstar. He much rather keep him at home, not book him, do anything with him, and they won't let him be a star in another company. And the thing is, if you don't want him to be a star, why don't you book him to be a fucking star yourself? But he's not doing that. The thing with Ricky Starks, he decides to keep him home, do nothing, and whenever this guy should be world champion. I think Ricky Starks should be world champion. And they're not doing it. So why not let him go be a star somewhere else? They did it with Penta. Penta, fucking 2 weeks in, is a star already on Monday Night Raw. So why not let him be a star in WWE? I assume Tessa Blanchard's on your screen right now.
God
Why did I just know? God, I saw you sticking the finger, so I assume it was Tessa Blanchard.
Exactly. No pop.
I just knew it.
They are booing the fucking shit out of her. Like, this is probably louder than Dominic Mysterio.
And that's to say it a lot right there, because Dom gets heavy heat, and so does a New Day right now.
Well, and Tony Khan standing behind his computer watching everyone cry that we can't get Ricky Starks.
I'm so sorry, bitch.
I hate Tony Khan so much.
Fuck you, Tony Khan. I say it every time. The real TK is Tim Key.
He's going back on what he said, and that's why he contradicts himself so much. Oh, I'm not going to be Vince McMahon. You're exactly Vince McMahon, idiot. He's doing the same thing.
Tully's in the crowd.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. When I get off the air, I'm rewinding this. I'm going to hear all of this shit. I want to know what she's saying, if she's bringing up the racist shit or not. But yeah,
but two things is he's a free Ray Phoenix and free Ricky Starks.
Yes. Bring us Keith Lee back if we got to. Give us fucking Swerve back with the gimmick, with Prince Nana, with the theme song. Give us Will Ospreay. Give us Kenny Omega. Like, give us all those ones TK said last week.
I mean, I feel like it'll be a reality one day, because if Tony Khan didn't have his rich father pumping money into the company, he would be going down soon enough. I feel like soon enough, Daddy's money won't be good enough, and they're gonna fall apart.
All right. Well, I know I for sure have one. I would have had two, but I already brought up the shit about the AEW show in Australia. But I do have one. This involves not just AEW marks, it involves WWE marks as well. The ones who believe that, the ones that are not just shit talking Penta because he jumped to WWE over AEW. We've talked about that week after week. But the ones who think or wish that Dragon Lee would be the top luchador better than Penta.
Oof.
Dragon Lee.
Trash.
Dragon Lee.
Ass.
Dragon Lee.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks.
Oh, and last but not least, Dragon Lee.
Who the fuck is this asshole?
Dragon Lee, I've said it for months. Dragon Lee is shit. He sucks. He's in the LWO for a reason, because they suck. Penta is a fucking star. He's only been on Raw for 2 weeks, and he is as big and hyped as like a Jacob Fatu or a Jey Uso or a fucking Roman Reigns.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give him 6 months. Penta will be a champion. When I mean a champion, he could be a tag champion if we get Ray Phoenix back. He could be like a US or an IC. Well, he's on Raw, so he could be an IC champ. I'll give it 6 months. He'll win his first championship. And within a year and a half, I'll say he'd be world champion. But I know Triple H is going to play his cards right. He's going to give us what we want. We want Penta to be the biggest star on the planet. But good God, the ones that swore that Dragon Lee should be the bigger star than Penta.
Now, isn't that a load of horse shit?
Fuck.
Hey, what you think about this comment right here?
Remember, Goldberg is only 40 minutes. Oh, fuck Goldberg.
Just think if we actually get that. I don't want that.
If we get Goldberg, it better be for Gunther to retire him for good.
I mean, if it does happen, obviously Gunther goes over. I mean, come on. I mean, like you can't pull a Bray Wyatt 2.0 and have
By
Gunther go
the
over.
way, Gunther don't have a match lined up for the Rumble right now.
Oh no.
And Raw's in Atlanta next week.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Fuck. They are building it up. It's coming. God damn it.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Let me tell you. Right,
Damn it, they're gonna do it, aren't they?
Yeah.
Please go away. Let me sleep for the love of God.
I watched Tommy Boy last night. I love that fucking movie so much. That's one of my favorite movies ever.
I love that someone made a parody account of Big Tom and it's all tweeting like Trump shit and it's fucking hilarious.
That's great.
And using clips from his movie or his business, Callahan Auto, like if they were like endorsing Trump and shit, and it's the funniest shit ever.
That's great.
Yeah, well, this was a fun show, and this is a fun show I'm watching. Kazarian's now coming out looking like he's a rock star with that trophy. You know I got to hear him shit talk JBL. So this was a fun show. We're about to wrap this up. Thank y'all for tuning in. And yeah, we did a crossover last week. We didn't upload it on our audio, but yeah, we did somewhat of an episode last week. We did a crossover with Circle of Debate. Check it out on their YouTube channel. We will be back on the air. We might be on another day. I mean, I don't know how we're going to do it. I know next week is the Royal Rumble prediction show, but it might be a different time Thursday. It might be a different day of the week. We're going to have to figure something out because we got a basketball game next week. I got to fucking work at. So we're got a prediction show coming for you, folks. It just might be a different time, a different date. We're going to figure something out.
For sure. Yeah, we got some fun collabs coming up. You know, I never told you about some of these, but we do have some fun collaborations coming up with some cool people. So be on the lookout for that for sure.
Yeah, but thank y'all again for tuning in. Jordan will be back with us next week. The trio's back to talk the Royal Rumble. Don't we have a guest, or it's just us three?
For what?
For our Royal Rumble prediction show.
Yeah, we're bringing on the guys from the Sports for You wrestling.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, they're coming. Yeah, those guys are awesome. That's right.
Yeah, I checked their show out last night, so they'll definitely be coming on. Once we get the date time finalized, I'll send it over to them as well. But like I said, I've also talked to some other people, got some really cool guests coming on in the next couple of weeks. And also for the Chamber show, we hinted at some stuff, so we got some fun stuff coming up.
Man. We got a crossover coming for Elimination Chamber on February 27th. You don't want to miss that one. It's going to be an exciting one. Yeah, so get your Rumble knowledge ready, or I'm going to be asking y'all favorite Rumble matches, top 5 winners, worst 5 winners, 5 people who never won, who should have won, or future winners. You know, we got all kind of good shit coming next week when we talk the Rumble. I might share some facts about the Rumble with y'all, share a couple of records with y'all. We got an exciting show next week once we get a date finalized. But real quick, let them know where they can find you on social media while we wrap this up.
Absolutely. Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at Dylan_. The other co-host Jordan_J2000. Jordan and I have a really fun series coming up, World Elite Showdown coming up on Monday, February 24th. If he was on here tonight, I would have announced the first show, but since he's not, I will save that for next Thursday. So you'll have to wait just a little bit longer for that one. But yeah, Jordan and I got some fun stuff coming up. Working as a team is always fun. So every Monday leading up to WrestleMania, we'll be doing that show. Mondays, I don't have a time yet, but next first episode will be announced on the Rumble show next week as to what we'll be talking about first. But yeah, that's where you can find us.
Yeah. Again, I'm on Twitter at MarcusLee337. Podcast is on Twitter at World Elite Pod. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. And we are free and available wherever you get your podcasts on all audio platforms, Spotify, Google Pod, Spreaker, iHeartRadio, you name it. We're there. We're affiliates with Rogue Energy and WWE Shop. And yes, I'm actually going to start trying the Rogue Energy shit again. Hopefully I don't do it on an empty stomach like I've done in the past. So I'm going to be doing that again. I think you said you were going to start doing it again as well.
I got a few packs at my mom's house. I have to go pick them up. I still have my shaker bottle and whatnot, so I'm going to go.
I still got my tall one, but I bought the 16-ounce one, the small one.
Mm-hmm.
I bought one because I bought a new starter kit. So I bought the new bottle, the new cups deals, and I bought some of the new. I bought 2 packets that I used to love so much, and then I bought some brand new ones I never tried yet. So,
Nice.
I'm gonna try and get back into it. I gotta make sure I eat before I drink this shit because I don't want to have another fucking panic attack thinking I'm about to have a heart attack or something or heart failure.
Yeah, please don't do that again.
I was like, I was tripping balls.
Damn, that's crazy.
See, I don't fuck around with energy drinks no more. Like I would like to try and start drinking Monster again, but I'm scared to drink it again.
Yeah, I've kind of got away from that over the last couple of years. So, Rogue Energy is the closest I'll go to anything energy now.
And I've never had issues with Monster. Like I used to like what's those red, white, and blue cans? Like, what is it? Monster Zero Sugar, was it? Or it was something?
I don't remember. I have no idea.
It's those colored cans you could buy. Like I would drink those, but I don't fuck with Red Bull. I feel like Red Bull is for people who pop pills.
Yeah, I don't mess with that.
And I used to drink Bang, but that was because of fucking Sammy Guevara. And then what's those you saw me drink one of those one time. What's that fucking energy shit? Like I drink like orange creamsicle. That was the flavor I drank. I don't know. That wasn't Bang. It was another fucking brand. Like they have like Sour Patch. They have Sour Patch Kids. They got orange.
Oh, is that Ghost energy?
Ghost, yes, Ghost. Yeah, I drank that a couple.
I tried the I forgot what flavor it was, but it tastes like fucking cough syrup and it was gross. So I decided not to drink that no more.
I tell you what, I won't drink again, especially on an empty stomach. I won't drink a C4.
Oh no, don't do that.
You remember what happened at WrestleMania Access?
Yeah, I do remember.
I drank the highest level on an empty stomach, and holy fuck, I was tripping balls.
Yeah, I'm on blood pressure medication, so I can't really mess with energy drinks too much, or I honestly might die.
I might have a high cholesterol. I might have a high cholesterol or something because I'm not the same with that kind of shit no more.
Yeah, moral of the story is we need to stay away from energy drinks because they're very unhealthy and we may die from them one day.
I need to stay away from alcohol too because I'm fine if I drink beer, but if I'm taking shots, I'm gonna feel like I need to go to the hospital the next day. Like one shot, I feel like I've drank 12 shots.
Damn.
I'm a cheap alcoholic drunk now. So
wow.
And at that age, it's very correspondent. But well, and with Mardi Gras coming up, oh god, I need to control myself for that because I don't even want to think about that right now. But with that coming up, but this was fun. Thank y'all for tuning in. I'm gonna get back to watching Impact and watching Vegas kick the Blues' ass. So thank y'all for tuning in, and remember, big show next week. Royal Rumble prediction show already. I keep forgetting Rumbles in February. It's coming up. This month went by pretty fucking fast after the blizzard we just had. But thank y'all again for tuning in, and y'all stay warm, stay safe, and we will see you guys next week. Take it easy.
Crawling again, crushing my brain with the candlelight. Losing my breath, losing myself, dreams are out of sight.